Welcome back to TechKidFX for another price prediction update, and in this video I'll be giving you a price prediction update on Harmony One, whose current price stands at the $0.02643 mark, and here on TradingView the market is up by 1.58%, and Harmony One has started showing signs of breathing back to life. So in this video I want to give the key scenarios that I expect to play out, basing my analysis on the Elliot waves and the Fibonacci's, also the key areas of support and resistances. So if you're interested in such content, make sure that you stick around till the end of the video. I'll kickstart the video by giving a brief of what has been happening on this chart. From the all-time high, Harmony One has been seeing lower prices in this massive ABC correction, which has now taken us to around the $0.016 mark, and by so doing, I believe Harmony One has done the minimum that we expected the ABC correction to do, and soon we might see higher prices unfold in this Elliot wave pattern, having a wave 5 taking us back to an all-time high. And in that first wave to the upper side, I have a target area at around the $0.24 mark and the $0.19 mark, and that I'm basing it on the Fibonacci's. So if I apply the Fibs here, connecting to the all-time high, you can see that that blue target area lies between the Fib level 0.618 and the Fib level 0.5, which is the minimum that I expect that wave 1 to the upper side to do. And in that first wave to the upper side, we also need to see another fractal wave to the upper side, having other 5 waves to the upper side, and I believe the formation of those 5 waves has started, as we can see it from the 4-hour chart. So if I jump to the 4-hour chart, here on the 4-hour chart I want to show you the fractal waves which are in formation over here, and before I get to that, I want to give a recap of the key scenarios that I expected to play out over here. We were trading within this channel over here, and yesterday we broke out of that channel to the upper side, and as we were trading within that channel, we also made a series of highs, as you can see over here, and in the formation of those highs we managed to break out of that channel, also a key area of resistance down there. We even made a high above this high that we had on the chart at around the $0.025 mark. Once we made a high above that key area here on the chart at around the $0.025 mark, we even had a retest of that area, and we have continued pushing to the upper side. And from the moment we touched this key area down here at around the $0.016 mark, the price of Harmony One has been pushing to the upper side very impulsively. And I believe in this movement to the upper side, we can name this as a wave 1. Then in its retracement, we can name that as a wave 2. So if I use the Elliot waves here, we can have this movement to the upper side as a wave 1, then a wave 2 to the lower side. What is in formation at the moment is a wave 3 to the upper side, which has not yet come to a complete. Then we might see a wave 4 and then a wave 5 to the upper side. If we try and get into details of this wave 1 and wave 2, this wave 1, after coming to this high, after making this high, we started seeing a retracement to the lower side, and the minimum that we expect to see a retracement do using the Fibonacci's is the area between the Fib level 0.5 and the Fib level 0.6. So if I apply the Fibs here, connecting that high and the low down here, you can see that that wave 2 retraced to the area between the Fib level 0.5 and the Fib level 0.618. We even overshooted that to the lower side, but found support down there at around the $0.119 mark. After we touched that key area of support, we then started moving to the upper side very impulsively. So you can see that that wave 2 is a valid wave 2 using the Fibonacci's, and what is in formation here is a wave 3. I can try and get a target area here on the chart using the trend-based Fibonacci's. So if I use the trend-based Fibonacci to get the minimum target area for that wave 3 to the upper side. I connect the Fibonacci to that low down there. The minimum that I expect that wave 3 to the upper side to do is within this yellow target up here. That is at around the fib level 1.618, and the fib level 1.618 is at around the $0.033248 mark. That is the minimum that I expect us to continue pushing to the upper side and do within that wave 3. For us to see the completion of that wave 3 to the upper side, we need to continue pushing the price of Harmony 1 to the upper side, and that brings me to the very first key scenario that I expect to play out over here. And it's that now that you have broken above this high, made a retest on the lower time frames, it's possible that we continue pushing to the upper side to around the $0.03 mark, where we have our next key area of resistance. And if we manage to break above that, then we can also have a retest of that area, maybe on the lower time frames, also maybe on the 4-hour chart, and then continue pushing to the upper side into this yellow target that I have over here, and maybe even overshoot it a little bit. And if that move plays out, then the wave 3 of that Elliot wave will have come to a complete. And for that to play out, I also expect to continue seeing higher volumes on this market, also higher prices on the Bitcoin chart. So let's be patient and see how that move plays out to the upper side. It's also possible that we might try to break above that key area of resistance up there and get rejected. And if that move plays out, then we can have a pullback to the lower side to around the $0.025 mark, where we can find our support line and maybe find support and then have another bounce to the upper side and maybe break above that key area of resistance and get into that yellow target up there to complete that wave 3. And once that move plays out to the upper side and we complete the wave 3, the next move that we could expect is a retracement in a wave 4 and then have a wave 5 to the upper side. And once that move plays out, we can name that Elliot wave to the upper side as an Elliot count 1. Then the next thing would be to expect an ABC correction over here, and once you see an ABC correction, then we can name that as an Elliot wave count 2, like that. Then expect the formation of another wave 3, higher Elliot wave count wave 3, a wave 4, and then a wave 5 to complete that wave 1 to the upper side. So those are the key scenarios that I expect to play out here on the Harmony 1 chart, basing it on the Fibonacci's and the Elliot waves. It's also possible that we might not be able to continue pushing to the upper side and maybe find a reversal over here, come back to this key area of support, and once we touch that support line, maybe have that bounce, and in case we lose it, then that would be the worst case scenario for Harmony 1, because that would be unlocking even lower prices to the lower side. So those are the key scenarios that I expect to play out. If I also take a look at the indicators, here on the RSI, on the 4-hour RSI, we are in the overbought region, and that would mean we don't have that room for us to continue pushing to the upper side. Once we see a retracement here on the RSI, that would unlock even lower prices on the charts and maybe get back to that support line that we have on the chart before we have room here on the RSI to continue pushing to the upper side. If I also take a look at the MACD, here on the MACD we are seeing an increase in volume. We have also printed a bullish cross, and that is an indication that higher prices are coming our way on the Harmony 1 chart. So let's be patient and see how that plays out, and I'll keep you updated.